Hello my beautiful people, welcome back to my channel where I talk about random things that are on my mind that day. I love Kendrick Lamar. This video is not going to be unbiased. I am a certified hater when it comes to Drake. I don't like him and I never have. Whereas Kendrick Lamar has been my #1 artist on Spotify for years now. Except last year because Megan took over that spot, but he was still my second. Sorry Kendrick Lamar, he don't give a fuck. Anyways, the Hello Kitty quote of the day is, "It's okay to try again." Drake, listen to Hello Kitty. It's okay to try again with women your own age. I know you didn't handle the Rihanna rejection well, but I know there's plenty of other grown women that want you. Drake is creepy. I'm sorry, it's crazy how everyone has just been sweeping everything under the rug for so long. Drake called shit for the Millie Bobby Brown incident, but that was it. Today I want to just go over all the weird shit Drake has been up to since he became famous. The examples I got are from this Twitter thread, but I'm obviously going to be adding to it and voicing my own opinions. In 2010, Drake was 23. His team brought a fan on stage, and even after finding out she was 17, a minor, he still continues to keep her on stage. In the video, he asks, "You're 17? Why do you look like that? You thick, look at all this." And then he proceeds to dance on her, touch on her, and kiss all up on her neck and hands. You're disgusting. I'm 24, and I think many women watching this are likely around that age as well. 17-year-olds are children. I work with 17-year-olds, and I'm like, dude, why are you not home hanging out with your friends? You're literally a baby. I couldn't imagine being attracted to someone that age. I can't speak for the men because y'all prove time and time again that you guys are some hidden creeps. The amount of men that are defending Drake over this and talking about the age of consent in Canada is disgusting. Just because it is legal does not make it morally right. The age of consent in Germany is 14. The age of consent in China is 14. Those are children. Freshmen in high school. If you have to bring up the age of consent during an argument, then you already lost. Game over. In the video, Drake even says, "I don't know if I should feel guilty about this or not." But then he wants to talk about, "I'd never look twice at a teenager."
You're lying!
Liar! That is why I don't believe the whole, "we gave Kendrick fake info" bullshit. Because we can all see you. We have seen your actions. In my opinion, Drake saw that viral tweet about how insane it would be if Kendrick got fake info and he ran with it. He decided to try and make it a reality. That's why Kendrick says he's a master manipulator and all his fans are believing him. But let's just say I'm too biased. And Drake really did feed Kendrick false info about the daughter. Everything else still applies. He can't say anything about the pedophilia or about how he didn't take responsibility of Adonis until Pusha T said something about it, because that wasn't planted. Drake likes to hang around women that aren't even in his age group. And I don't even want to say women because a lot of them were teenagers. In 2016, Drake was 29. Rumors of him and Hailey Baldwin dating got spread around after his Memorial Day party. Madison Beer was 17 years old when she shared this video of a 19-year-old Hailey Baldwin sitting on Drake's lap. Once again, Drake was 29, 10 years older than Hailey. They had dinner the next day together, leaving around 2:30 a.m. And yes, 19 is a legal adult, but ask yourself what interests a 29-year-old and a 19-year-old have in common. This wouldn't be so odd if it was a one-time thing, but we can see it's not. Drake still to this day surrounds himself with minors. Madison Beer shouldn't have even been at that party at 17 years old. She wasn't a big pop star. She still isn't really a big pop star, so she wasn't exactly well known back then. So no one can use that excuse as the reason for her to be there. Hailey and Drake had met 4 years prior to this, so they met when she was 25 and Hailey was 15. There are way too many photos of him being way too touchy-feely with an underage Hailey Baldwin. Most people don't even pose with their adult friends like this, let alone a teenager. And why would you even invite a 17-year-old to your 28th birthday? Just me saying that out loud feels disgusting. In 2017, there were rumors about 30-year-old Drake dating a 19-year-old Jorja Smith. He just keeps getting older, but they're staying the same age, so far. The next year in his song Jaded, he writes, "We could have waited, I wasn't rushing, different in ages. You're old enough, but you're still a baby. And you're still a fucking creep. What happened to never looking twice at a teenager? This is some groomer shit. You could have waited, but you didn't, and even admitting that is guilt in itself. She had potential and you could have shaped it. You're disgusting. Get out of my face." This song is from the same album where he writes, "High school pics you were even bad then." 30 years old, by the way. I just want to know who was listening to this and had no issue with it. Millie Bobby Brown. This is something everyone knows about and is probably the creepiest on this list, mostly because we know about almost everything. Unlike the other women on this list, who were also teen girls when this friendship was happening, Millie Bobby Brown spoke up about it during the time. Millie Bobby Brown and Drake met for the first time in 2017 after one of his concerts. Drake was 31 years old and Millie was only 13, a fresh teenager. A week later, Millie posted this on social media, crediting Drake for taking the picture. Why are you so comfortable with hanging out with a 13-year-old as a grown-ass man, especially with what looks to be alone? What the hell do you even talk about with a 13-year-old? I don't even like hanging around my 12-year-old niece just because the demographic of our conversations are so different. I want to walk away every time the word Riz would drop from her mouth. And I'm 13 years younger than Drake. Our age difference is literally the same age Millie Bobby Brown was, and I've been a legal adult for 6 years. It's so crazy when you put it like that. Drake had no business being around someone that young, but nothing is surprising to me anymore after all the molestation and pedophilia happening in Hollywood. And that's why that "I'm too famous to be a pedophile" line does not hold any merit. R. Kelly, Paul Walker, Elvis, literally the majority of band members from the 80s, all of them were touching on minors. The more famous you are, the more you can get away with. 2 months after Drake and Millie met, she chose to bring him as a +1 for a Netflix party. I don't know if that was just for the caption, or if she really did choose to bring Drake, but according to witnesses, they were inseparable all night, even talking by themselves multiple times. All them grown as adults Drake could have been around, and he chooses Millie Bobby Brown. 2 months later, Millie reveals that they actually met solely because Drake invited her to his concert, and even backstage. In the same interview, Millie says, "Drake's my man, I love Drake, he is amazing." If a 14-year-old is calling you her man, you need to reevaluate your life. Not just in a sexual way, but even platonic. You still need to rethink everything you've ever done leading up to that moment. Drake even wished Millie a happy birthday on Instagram stories when she turned 14. The caption read, "Happy birthday, Mills!" !4. Big love for L. I just feel like I need to remind you she is 14 now at this time, and they aren't related. Drake isn't a family friend. He's just another celebrity who also happens to be 17 years older. Where are her parents at this point? What are they thinking? In a magazine, Millie goes into more details about the relationship. She mentions again that Drake asked to see her and invited her. She talks about how he was such a fanboy when they met, and how now they text all the time. To me, it's really creepy how it was only Millie Bobby Brown that he invited and was so psyched out about, because there was 5 other main characters on that show, but Millie was the only female. So to me, it's like, why are you specifically inviting Millie? Did you not like Finn's acting? Or Noah's? Or Caleb's? Just wondering. After they met, they went to dinner afterwards, and then they went to dinner the next day. And we can assume they went to dinner a few days after as well, based on when Millie posted that photo I was talking about earlier. In 2018, Millie and Drake were still extremely close, and Millie was also still a child. And what most children do when they're excited about something is talk, and Millie did just that. She revealed that Drake and her text about relationships, even giving her boy advice. And for him to say that the advice needs to stay between them, to stay in the messages, Kendrick was right about a lot of things. Drake would even talk about how much he misses her. Millie Bobby Brown's parents will get their karma to everything they let their child be put through and to not protect her. That is sick. To allow this grown-ass man to be friends with your 13-year-old child and to allow it to continue for as long as it did, disgusting. And then Drake had the audacity to call us widows for constantly bringing up Millie Bobby Brown in his comments, like he sees nothing wrong with all that bullshit that he did. And he doesn't, because even after that backlash, he still kept hanging out with teenagers. In 2018, he FaceTimed 18-year-old Charlotte D'Alessio and Madison Beer as Charlotte's mother sat in the front seat. After the FaceTime call, they all went and hung out with Drake, which makes me wonder why these parents are so stupid. Why are you okay with your 18-year-old daughter hanging out with a 31-year-old? I already said this with the Millie situation, but time after time, these parents are allowing Drake around their minor or barely legal children. Do you care more about fame and popularity than the safety of your own child? Go to hell. Go to hell. I don't care. 18-year-old model Bella Harris and 31-year-old Drake posed together in a photo backstage of his concert. The caption said, "No place I'd rather be." 2 years before that, she posted a photo of them when she was 16. The caption reads, "Too good. And you are too close to that 16-year-old. Quit making that stupid-ass face and back the fuck up. Thanks." On his 30th birthday, she posted this photo, wishing him a happy birthday. And the photo she used was weird enough, but he proceeds to comment these emojis under it. And I'm just now realizing how cringe his username is. You are too famous and too old for that. Change it. Sydney Christine produced Money in the Grave. She has also been a follower of Drake since she was 16. She claims Drake followed her because he liked women's high school basketball. There is no such thing as women's high school basketball. Those are teen girls. There are so many WNBA players, and Drake is getting his daily basketball clips from a 16-year-old, that was a random-ass teenager. She wasn't a celebrity or an influencer, which would only make it a little less creepy. This was a normal 16-year-old who went to high school that Drake just happened to come across and follow. What makes high school basketball any different than women's professional basketball? Obviously the age and experience. Ain't nobody outside of high school or parents care about high school sports. You know who else would watch high school games? Kelly. That is not a joke. He would wait around and offer to take them to McDonald's after the game. Drake, you are one step away from R. Kelly, you little creep. Drake referred to Kylie Jenner as his side piece when she was 19 and he was 30. He even performed at her 16-year-old birthday party, and there are photos of him kissing her on the cheek. I feel like a broken record with the amount of stuff I'm repeating, but no one except creeps touch on minors like that. How many people do you know kiss their adult friends like that? Because I ain't know a single one. Billie Eilish revealed that Drake was her most famous contact on her phone when she was 17 and he was 33. This garnered almost the same amount of attention as the Millie Bobby Brown incident. Billie comments, "A grown man can't be a fan of an artist? There are so many people that the internet should be more worried about. Like, you're really going to say Drake is creepy because he's a fan of mine, and then you're going to go vote for Trump? What the fuck is this shit?" Let me just say, I don't know how Donald Trump ties into this, but I didn't vote for that man. And I feel like the majority of people upset about this did not vote for him either. A grown man can be a fan of an artist, but when you take into consideration all the other people that Drake is a fan of, it starts to get weird. And I'm not blaming Billie Eilish or any of these women for defending Drake, because I'm sure it feels wonderful that this big artist knows who you are and wants to talk to specifically you. That's why grooming works so well. Drake isn't creepy just because he's a fan of Billie Eilish. He's creepy because he's a fan of multiple underage girls who he visibly shows too much interest in. If it was just Billie Eilish, it would be different. That is the end of my video. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and feel free to like or even subscribe.